some Thursday night football previews from offshoreinsiders.com. Joe Duffy's picks. 72-40 in football. Thursday night NFL. Wise guy play from the Grandmaster. Joe Duffy's picks at offshoreinsiders.com. Now here's a preview of Thursday night football, college and pro. Texas State versus Louisiana Lafayette. The total is 14. Louisiana Lafayette is favored by 14 with a total of 54.5. Now this total actually opened up at 60. ULL is the #1 over team in the nation, going over by an average of 23.9 points per game, 4-1 on the year they've gone over. First time in the history of our database. Wow, sit down for this, folks. First time a team went over the total the last game by double digits, yet still has, a team went under the total their last game by double digits, yet still has gone over by an average of at least 20 points per game. Andre Nunez, who came off the bench to spark ULL's offense the last two games, is a new starting quarterback. 40 out of 61 for 65.6 completion percentage, 3 touchdowns and an interception. It'll be his first Division I start, but he is a JUCO transfer, and as we said, he did play extensively in relief the last two games. Texas State averages just 14.5 points per game. The team's normally allowing 23.1 on 4.5 yards per play. The teams have permitted an average of 5.2. They've only getting 6.5 points per game in their 2 road games. Defensively, though, they allow 33.7 points per game. The team's normally getting 27.8 and 8.6 yards per play. The teams that only get 7. So those metrics would indicate Louisiana Lafayette in for a big offensive effort. ULL also below average on offense, though, getting 5.7 yards per play. The squad's generally permitting 6.3, but they allow 8.6 yards per play. The team's normally getting just 7.3. ULL averages 50.5 points per game at home. We look for ULL to get a bump with the new starting quarterback and return to being a high-scoring team at both ends. Our free pick from offshoreinsiders.com is to go with over the 54.5. Now, the Eagles and the Panthers, Philadelphia and Carolina. Carolina's -3.5, total 45.5. The Panthers allow 3 points per game in the first 2, but 29.33 the last 3 games. Both teams are 4-1 ATS. Philadelphia, though, covering by an average of 6.2 points per game, so-called sweat barometer. Panthers just 1-1 against the spread margin, despite that great record. Appropriate as the Panthers have gone over 3-2, but they are cumulative under by an average of 5.2 points per game in the margin of cover or sweat barometer. Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz off the best game of his career. Can he follow it up on the short rest? Philadelphia defensive tackle Fletcher Cott's a game time decision. Already missed 2 games with a calf injury. Wendell Smallwood, a key reserve running back, is questionable. Eagles second in offensive snaps at 69 points per game. But the 2 best as far as opponents' plays per game, Carolina limits their opponents to just 57 plays per game. Philadelphia 57.8. They are the top 2 teams in the league. So they force a lot of punts, and they slow down the pace. Panthers' 4th best yards per play on defense, allowing just 4.8 yards per play. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for great information like this, and visit offshoreinsiders.com for the best picks. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, please give us a like. That will help us in the search engines. Also, if you're listening to us on Stitcher or iTunes, please give us a positive review. That's a vote of confidence, and the experts tell us that will help us get more exposure. So, help us, and we will continue to help you. Visit offshoreinsiders.com, not only for the best picks, but for thoroughly vetted sportsbooks. Do not open an account at a sportsbook unless you make sure they are one of the proud sportsbooks that we do list on our home page at offshoreinsiders.com.